earlier this week, we did a series of Facebook Live events that we called Build a Book. And Build a Book was loosely based on my Start a Story Young Writers Workshop. And the Build a Book workshop, we did it on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and on Sunday, anyone who was watching or was able to watch the video afterwards, they were able to gather their ideas based on a story prompt. And that story prompt was this one right here. And it said, "The prince was very sad. And it was his favorite, and now it was gone. There was only one person in the land that could solve this mystery." So this was the story idea that we had, our story starter. And this is where it all began. And I walked the children through a bunch of different ways to gather different ideas for different parts of their story. Then we got together on Monday morning, this past Monday, and spent about 30 minutes together, and we organized those ideas. Now that was probably the most challenging part, is getting all of those ideas, because we had, often we have so many ideas and chapters worth of ideas, and it's hard to get it down into a children's book format. And so we walked the children through a particular process that helps them narrow their focus and their ideas and all their ideas down to sort of the really essential stuff. And then we got together on Wednesday after we had a couple of days to get our words just right. We got together Wednesday morning. We talked about the different ways to add art to our books. And one such young author, her name is Vanessa. Vanessa is 10 years old. I am super proud of Vanessa. So Vanessa, if you're watching, way to go. Love the story you put together. A very, very sweet tale. You've got, what Vanessa did, she was very brave. She wrote out her story, and she was still working on her art. And so what I'll show you guys tonight, you're going to see some of Vanessa's art, and you'll hear her entire story. And we're going to present it to you very shortly as your bedtime story tonight. And so congratulations, Vanessa. Officially, Vanessa is a true blue author. But what happens is about halfway through, she's not finished. She's only finished about half the pictures in the book. And so you'll see that. And so it'll switch back to my face about halfway through the storytelling. But we'll see how that all goes. So after we tell Vanessa's story, I'm going to actually tell this story up above my shoulder right here. And I have to be honest, this story prompt, I have actually used it before at one of my Start a Story Young Writers workshops. And it produced this limited edition book. Now you'll remember, if you were part of Build a Book or you've seen some of my other storytellings, my Start a Story Young Writers Workshop, from time to time, not all of them, but from time to time, we will be set up to produce a limited edition copy of the children's story that's created in the workshop. And so this one, entitled "Where's My Underwear?" was written by several children all together there in the back in their author photo. A couple of brothers and some great folks worked together to get this together. So we'll deal with them later. So I want to put that right down there. And so when I was sharing my ideas that were part of the Build a Book workshop, I was kind of cheating a little bit. It was the ideas that these children had put together, and I wanted to have a really nice completed story for you guys to share today, and I really do. So without further ado, I'm going to switch the camera around, flip it around, so you can see the art and the story of young 10-year-old Vanessa, brand new author with her book, The Lost Magic Wand. So this is The Lost Magic Wand by Vanessa. This is Princess Jane. She is going to a party in the castle, but her pink magic wand is missing. And this is Grace, the fairy. She is going to help find the magic wand. Princess Jane and Grace are going to the pool to look for the magic wand. On Saturday, Princess Jane went to the pool with the magic wand and thought she left it there. At the pool, Princess Jane and Grace looked everywhere for the magic wand, but it was not there. Then they saw a bunny that said, you will find your lost treasure in the yellow sand. In the yellow sand? I remember leaving my magic wand in the sand at the park. I played with that bunny that told us about the sand, Princess Jane said. Oh, well, let's go there, Grace said. At the park, Princess Jane and Grace could not find the magic wand. Then they saw their dance teacher, and she said to Princess Jane, I saw your magic wand at the dance studio. I remember you going to the dance studio with your magic wand. Let's go there, Grace said. Okay, let's go, Princess Jane said. Princess Jane and Grace looked everywhere at the dance studio and couldn't find the magic wand. Oh, I know where my magic wand is. It's got to be in the sorcerer's workshop. He always tries to take over the kingdom. Let's go there, Princess Jane said. At the sorcerer's workshop, Grace spotted the sorcerer and said, Look, Princess, I see him. I'll get the wand back with my magic. Grace used a magic spell to trap the sorcerer so that Princess Jane could grab the pink magic wand. Yahoo! Thanks for helping me find my magic wand, Princess Jane said to Grace. You're welcome, Grace said. I think we should celebrate by inviting the whole kingdom to a party, Princess Jane said. So everyone in the kingdom went to the castle, and they ate food, and they danced, and they had a great time. The end. Was that wonderful or what? That story was written as part of our Build a Book workshop that took place earlier this week. And that, ladies and gentlemen, in your homes, while you're watching, let's give a round of applause to Vanessa for that wonderful story. Vanessa, super proud of you. That story in and of itself, it's got lots of different ways that you could take it further. There's lots of different details you could add to each page. I'm super curious about the pages that don't have art yet. She's finally got her magic wand and she's at this dance party at the castle. Is she going to use it to do magical things while she's at the dance? I'd love to see what the art ends up looking like in that. So I also promised you guys that I would let you guys know the version that I wrote based on our story prompt as part of the Build a Book workshop. Now, for those of you who are joining, maybe haven't heard yet, Build a Book workshop, a little series of workshops, 3 pieces that we did earlier this week, sort of it's inspired by my Start a Story workshop, and that I run with children often, where it's a group story building activity where we build stories with children, and they all get to share their ideas. This one we're trying to do on Facebook Live, and we did a little bit differently. And so I was joining in and coming up with ideas, but I have to admit, I was cheating. As I said before as we started this, this is the story that was actually based on the story prompt that we started with. And so without further ado, our second, it's a 2-for-1 deal tonight, our second story of the evening. This story was actually written during a Start a Story workshop with a group of children, all in the back there. It's called Where's My Underwear? And the story was actually started by Aiden, Jackson, Kiriana, Luke, Rowan, Sarah, and Ted. Now let's check this out, shall we? Now, again, as I read these limited edition books, I'm not going to turn it around to show you the pictures that are in the book because there aren't any. And there aren't any because when we produce these limited edition books, we want to make sure the children's creativity continues. So those pages are left blank for them to add their art in whatever way they'd like to do. And so if you'd like to go through this process and build your very own book, you can actually go back through my video section on my Facebook page there, and you'll be able to look at Build a Book parts 1, 2, and 3 and follow along and begin your own process of building your very own book. So tonight, Where's My Underwear? Prince Specklebottom got out of bed one fine spring morning and began to get dressed. The strong spring breeze blew into Prince Specklebottom's bedroom and snatched his lucky underwear right off his bottom. The prince was swept up off his feet and landed on his back. Clumph! and he watched helplessly as the strong spring breeze whoosh, blew his underwear around the room and out the window. "No!" cried the prince. Prince Specklebottom scrambled to his feet and pulled his pajamas back on. He ran to his bedside table, pulled out the emergency whistle that was used for scenarios just like this, and he blew as hard as he could. Beep! The high-pitched squeal of the whistle alerted Pidgey, the royal rainbow pigeon. The prince's princely pink underwear had a tracking device sewn into the waistband, and Pidgey's infrared rainbow vision made the pigeon the only one able to track down the lucky underwear. "It seems to be headed for the city," Pidgey reported, staring with squinted eyes from the prince's bedroom windowsill. "Where's my underwear?" cried Prince Specklebottom as they hurried through the city. "There!" shouted Pidgey, pointing with one wing to a pink dot high up in the sky. They watched as the underwear came floating down above a restaurant patio and landed in a gentleman's drink. Ew. The gentleman, he didn't notice. The gentleman took a big gulp of his drink, and the underwear, it went splat right on his face. "Oh, yuck, yuck, yuck," shouted the gentleman, and then he threw the princely pink underwear into the street, where it promptly fell into the sewers. "Where's my underwear going?" cried Prince Specklebottom. The prince and Pidgey followed the sewer grates through the city until they reached the lake, where they came upon a very tall moose having a bath. The moose was admiring its reflection in the water. The prince and Pidgey could see why. The prince's princely pink underwear, that's a mouthful, the prince's princely pink underwear was stretched across the moose's antlers. Prince Specklebottom called out to the moose, "Sir Moose, I, Prince Specklebottom, hereby command you to relinquish my princely pink underwear." The moose called back, "I see no underwear. Your Highness, I only see a fashionable new hat that I have just now found in the lake. I can't wait to show my friends." The moose ran off into the forest. Prince Specklebottom and Pidgey chased the moose, and the moose ran faster. He ran so fast that the strong spring breeze blew it off his antlers as they passed Kingdom Space Center. The prince and Pidgey watched as the princely pink underwear smacked against the side of a rocket. They heard the Kingdom Space Center speakers loud and clear. 3333, 2222, 1111. Blast off! "No!" cried the prince. "Where is my underwear going?" A nearby Kingdom Space Center scientist answered, "Oh, well, Your Highness, there's an asteroid headed right for us. The rocket is going to explode the asteroid and save everyone in the kingdom." And there was an enormous flash of light in the sky as the rocket exploded, and the asteroid was into a million pieces. All the scientists cheered, "Hooray!" Prince Specklebottom hung his head sadly. "No." Pidgey spoke up then. Your Highness, I'm still tracking your underwear. It's floating back to the kingdom. It's headed for the kingdom's royal dumpster." Prince Specklebottom and Pidgey raced to the royal dumpster with hope in their hearts. The dumpster was almost as tall as the castle, and the prince climbed the ladder all the way to the top. Clink, clank, 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 clink, clank. And it was there that he found, resting on top of the enormous heap of stinky garbage, his princely pink underwear. Prince Specklebottom, he was so happy that he gave Pidgey a huge hug and kissed her on the head. Pidgey turned into a princess in a rainbow dress, right there in the strong spring breeze on top of the kingdom's royal dumpster. The prince and Pidgey, they fell in love. A few short weeks later, they were married. Pidgey's cousin, the Rainbow Griffin, was named the new Royal Underwear Tracker. And everyone lived happily ever after. But they were much more wary of the strong spring breeze. The end. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is story time tonight. It was a lot of fun putting those stories together. Where's My Underwear being put together at Start a Story Workshop. And we'll have more story times coming up next week. So stay tuned on my social media at Tim Wrights, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, for the next date for the storytelling. I believe it's going to be Tuesday night. But check into the schedule there. And of course, thank you again to my wonderful new young author, Vanessa. Vanessa was 10 years old, and she presented the very first story tonight. And that was just absolutely the sweetest tale, especially with the fairy and the princess being such good friends. I can't wait to see you finish your art, Vanessa. Ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful night. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and have fun creating. Take care. Bye now.